Hey guys, what's good? Triple J Boxing. So a lot of good potential fights that we could get coming up. Um, and one of them I want to talk about in this video is Ryan Garcia versus Errol Spence. Now, with this Ryan Garcia win, a lot of different possibilities have become possible. A lot of, like I said, a lot of big fights are out there now. And it makes you kind of think in your head um, that fights that you didn't think Ryan could win, he can win now after that kind of performance. Now, Errol Spence is one of those guys. I would really be interested in this fight. Now that I think about it, Ryan Garcia, he mentioned it as well as other names, but in this video, I'll just talk about the Errol Spence one. So Ryan Garcia called out Errol Spence. He says, "How would you guys like to see this?" As he asked the people on Twitter/X and on social media, and it's because we all know Errol Spence was trained by Derek James, Ryan Garcia's current trainer right now. Errol Spence has trained with him all his life pretty much, but they recently split over money issues. We don't know all the details to it because Derek James is the kind of guy he likes to keep it personal, especially with that kind of stuff. Errol Spence as well. Ryan Garcia flat out though a couple weeks ago said that he called him like a motherfucker. Like, why aren't you paying him? How do I pay Derek James more for my Oscar Duarte fight than you paid him for your fight against Terrence Crawford when you made way more money? And the whole issue stems from this. Like I said, guys, we don't know all the details, but it is rumored that Derek James was supposed to make 10% off the purse of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, and I think his guaranteed purse was only like 2 million or something. I could be wrong, guys. It was like 2 million, so he would get 200,000. Whereas after all the pay-per-view sales go through, the gate, all the, like, when all the other income comes combined with the guaranteed purse, I think Spence made an upwards of like 20 million or something. So that would mean that Derek James was supposed to get over $2 million, and that's where the dispute came in. I really don't know why Errol Spence wouldn't just pay him the $2 million, but like I said, we don't know exactly. We're not their team. We can't hate on Spence because we don't know all the details. If that's the case, I do agree that he's been with you since you were so young. Why not give the man $2 million? I know you lost the fight, but still. But I don't know, guys. Ryan went in on him though. I don't believe Ryan should have went in on him like that, even if he is right. Like, even though we're all thinking it, okay, why didn't he pay Derek James the money? I feel like that's a matter between Derek James and Errol Spence until it gets sorted out, because we don't know all the details yet. But Ryan Garcia, he jumped the gun on it. He said what a lot of us were feeling and thinking. Why isn't he paying Derek James the money for looking after him all these years and training him? But anyway, let's get to the actual fight, guys. Now, if you mentioned this fight like a year ago or before, like I said, anytime before the Haney win that Garcia just shocked the world, and no one wanted to see this fight. But now, I say this is a very good marketable fight, because you have that dynamic of, you would have that shit talking. I don't know how Derek James would handle that. It might be awkward for him, depending on how that goes. But I feel like if stuff stays the same and the details were correct, and Errol Spence was in the wrong, the promotion for this is going to be crazy. It's going to be former trainer of Derek James, Errol Spence. Why didn't you pay him? That's going to be the main focal point, the main attraction of the promotion is getting back at Errol Spence for treating Derek James wrong. You know what I mean? But back to the actual fight itself. Before, I didn't think, not only did we not want to even think about seeing this fight, this is a winnable fight now. We did not, and I know A lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're jumping the gun. But that was a huge win against Haney. Haney is no joke, and he destroyed him. And Garcia's huge now. Garcia is big. And the reason why I say this is a winnable fight is because I don't think Errol Spence is that guy anymore, guys. And that's why I picked Terrence Crawford to win by knockout. I said it, guys. I picked late TKO, I think, if it serves me correctly. Reason why I picked that is because I don't think Errol Spence has been the same fighter ever since the car crash and then the torn retina. He was supposed to fight Pacquiao. He didn't. It was just, it seemed like it was problem after problem with him. It wasn't a coincidence that he's been having all these injuries after the car accident. There was a reason for that. The car accident, it was pretty bad. He could have died the way it looked. It was crazy. But there's a reason why I picked Terrence Crawford by knockout. Not only did I think Terrence Crawford was obviously very good and talented, but looking at Errol Spence in that Ugas fight, the fact that Ugas, and I know he did stop Ugas later in the fight with an accumulation of punches, but the shots he was getting hit with by Ugas, and then he got hurt severely in one of those rounds with the right hand. And I know some of you guys are going to say, oh, he wasn't focused. He was pointing to the ground for his mouthpiece or something. He lost concentration. I think it goes deeper than that, guys. The fact that he lost concentration and he got rocked that badly by that big right hand by Ugas, that was all I needed to see, guys, to know this guy isn't the same anymore. It was all coming together to me that he was not the same after the car crash. And that's why I believe Spence would have never gotten hit like that before. So the fact that Ugas could hurt him like that, and Ugas isn't even a big puncher. So, and then, now after that, he went into the Terrence Crawford fight. Not only did he lose the fight, it wasn't competitive at all, and he didn't just get knocked out, he got beat up. That takes a lot more out of you than just a one-punch knockout. He got beat up. So now he's even more damaged goods. Not just the car crash, not just the torn retina. He got beat up bad now. So he's even more damaged now. And that leads me to believe Ryan Garcia is big enough to compete with Spence. Not only does he have the size now, but I feel like Ryan Garcia has a good chance of knocking out Errol Spence. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say, oh, but it's only one loss and he lost to Crawford, the best guy, which is true. But there's a difference here, guys. He didn't just get stopped. He got beat up. And he not only did he get beat up, he's not young anymore, guys. He's not in his prime anymore. He's not a young, hungry fighter. He's older. He's an older guy, and he's been through a lot. So a guy like that, it's going to be hard to come back from that. So I know a lot of people are going to say it's just Crawford, just one loss, but it's not the same thing, because I know some people would be like, oh, but why did you stick up for Ryan Garcia after he got, like, why didn't you write Garcia off after he lost to Tank Davis? Because I was saying it's Tank Davis, it's only one loss. The difference there, guys, is Ryan Garcia was young, so he can come back from that, and it wasn't as much of a beating. Ryan Garcia wasn't taking a beating against Tank. He was severely dehydrated as well, rehydration clause. But Ryan Garcia was young, he's hungry, and he didn't take a beating. Even though he got stopped, it wasn't a beating. It's different, guys. Errol Spence is older and he took a beating. That's why, even though it is just one loss, I don't know if he'll ever be the same. Like Ryan Garcia, the reason why I would pick Ryan Garcia, this is my pick, guys. I pick Ryan Garcia to knock out Errol Spence. That is my prediction if this fight happens at 147, even 154. I believe that whoever gets Errol Spence next, they're facing a guy who's damaged, even more so than the car crash now. He's damaged. So and the reason why I pick Ryan Garcia is not only that, but Ryan Garcia has tremendous power, and I feel like whoever fights Crawford now with tremendous power has a good possibility of knocking out Spence. That's my opinion on it. Now, if you were talking before this, I would pick Errol Spence to beat Ryan Garcia, of course. But the time is now, and I just feel like this would be the perfect fight. Not only to marketably to sell, because the trainer split, him leaving Derek James, so you can use that to market the fight. But I just feel like it's the perfect time for Ryan Garcia to raise his level even higher, his profile. If you beat someone like a Spence, that would be huge. It's a win-win for Ryan, because I feel like obviously it could be a tough fight. Maybe Spence comes back with a vengeance. Who knows? But I don't believe so, guys. I believe he's damaged. I believe his behaviors outside the ring. I believe he has 1 foot outside the ring now. He's living comfortably, the farm life, and nothing's wrong with that. But I believe he don't have that hunger anymore. I don't think he does. And I think if he gets in a fight with a dangerous guy like Ryan Garcia that has power, he could get knocked out. So if this fight happens, guys, I would love to see it. You can't count out Errol Spence. If he's got that hunger, you can't count him out, but I do believe he's damaged. And if he gets touched by that left hook, it might not even matter if he's hungry. He might just go down from it. That's my opinion on it, guys, though. I think this would be a very good fight, and I would love to see it. There's other names, though, as well that I'll talk about in other videos. He called out Pitbull Cruz, Sebastian Vendora, Terrence Crawford, the man, Sean O'Malley, MMA fighter. Who else? He called out a lot of different fighters, guys. So it'll be interesting to see who he fights next. I'm probably missing names, other names he called out, but he called out a lot of people. But guys, Errol Spence was one of them. I believe it's a winnable fight for Ryan Garcia at this point in their careers, and it's a very marketable fight. It would just go great. Like, it would sell good numbers in Texas as well. Imagine this fight took place in Texas. Damn. This is an easy sell. And both guys make tremendous money. So I want to see the fight, guys. Let me know who you think wins. And do you actually do you like the fight? Because I love the idea of this fight. I love the fight. And it's not far-fetched to think that Ryan Garcia can win this fight now. That's the thing. It's not just good on paper. It's good. Everything is good about this fight. It sells. So, yeah, guys. This is Triple J Boxing. I got Ryan knocking out Errol Spence, though, I got to say. I got him winning by knockout.